everybody, welcome to story time. I have a crazy hat on today. It's a squid. I thought it would be fun, and it goes with our Bible story today. So I'm going to wear my crazy squid hat. It's Wednesday. Today we have a guest reader, and we have Mike, Rachel, and Hannah singing a song for us. So it's going to be a good day. Earlier this week, I went to church to do a few things, and guess who I saw there? I saw Ollie. Yay! Ollie was so sad. Were you sad, Ollie? He was telling me he was so sad because there's no boys and girls and there's no parents and grandparents and adults there. He was missing everybody. So, Ollie and I walked around church and we looked for people and we looked at what the people like to do when they are at church. We looked at the coffee. We looked at the worship places. We looked in the meeting rooms. We looked in all the kids' rooms. We looked in all the tech areas. There was nobody there. But as we walked around, we prayed for each of you because we really, really miss you. So Ollie decided to come home with me and hang out with my family because it was way too crowded at church for him. So he's hanging out with us and he may join us for story time some days, right, Ollie? All the boys and girls watch your videos, though. Did you know that? They do. They watch your videos. Will you teach them all about the Bible story? So that's exciting. He's gonna clap his wings. He's glad that you guys are seeing him, even though he can't see you. But here he is. He's here today. So Mr. Ollie is with me. Where he says, "Hoo, hoo, hoo, follow me through, follow me through. Ollie's got a Bible story for me and you." Right? That's what he sings. So he's here with us, and he might help us out with story time. So, you ready, Ollie? All right, he's going to sit right here. Right here for me. I have two shout-outs today, and they are to Jacob and Lily Shershall. Jacob and Lily, I remember when you were just babies, and now you're big 3-year-olds. I can't even believe it. I'm so glad that you are in CC Kids. Jacob, you have such a big heart and you love your mom and dad so much. You can just see it by the way you look at them. I love it when you're in CC Kids, how brave you are and how you're playing with the other kids and you work hard on your projects. You do such a good job. And Lily, I like how silly you are and you're always up for playing fun and silly games. It's so awesome. I remember one of the days I was in there with you. You guys taught me all the really fun games that you play in there. And I was so glad that you guys played with me because I love playing with 3-year-olds. And you two are awesome to play with. So Jacob and Lily, I am so glad you're part of CC Kids. And I'm so, so glad that I get to watch you grow up because you two are awesome. I hope that you are having such a fun time at home with Mom and Dad and Teddy. I bet Teddy loves playing with you guys because you are such good big brother and sister. So I hope you guys are having a great time. So my shout out today is to Jacob and Lily Shershall. Hi guys, I love you and I can't wait to see you again. Our Bible story today has to do, there's an owl in it and a squid in it. And a big hippopotamus, right? That's the song Mike, Rachel, and Hannah are going to sing. So we're going to read the creation story. We're going to go all the way back to the beginning and read the creation story. Does that sound good, Ollie? Excellent. Let's read it, shall we? All right. So we're going to read from the Adventure Bible Storybook. This is by Catherine Devise, illustrated by Jim Madsen. Adventure Bible Storybook. So here we go, right at the beginning. Ollie fell over. Oh, you gotta stay up here. You ready? It says, the big black space stretched through empty darkness. Then God created light that even the darkest night could not contain, all in one day, the very first day. God made the trickling, bubbling, whooshing water. And up high, God placed the sky. God created it all in one day, the second day. There you go. The sky and the water. Out of the whooshing water came the land. Into the ground went roots, then sprouts appeared, and bursting buds of plants, trees, and flowers. all in one day, the third day. Then God whirled the sun and moon into space. He scattered the stars in the sky. God made them all in just one day, the fourth day. The land. Now we have land and water and sky and sun and moon and stars. In the sea, God made fish and all kinds of creatures in the sky, soaring birds and fluttering butterflies. God made them all in just one day, the fifth day. What fun God had making wild animals of every kind, tall, short, furry, and smooth. Then God made Adam, the very first man, and God made Eve, the very first woman, wild animals and people, all in one day, the sixth day. Then God rested for an entire day, the seventh day. God's word and everything that lives in it was ready now, ready for the adventure to begin. So, he made the squid on day 5, and he made Ollie the owl and people on day 6. So it says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Isn't it so fun? Just look at all this stuff that God created, right? Everything around us, he created it for us, right? Hey, look, there's an octopus, squid octopus type thing. That's awesome, just like my head. Oh, so awesome. Isn't it awesome? And then God created us, right? Each of us so individually. That's awesome. I love it. I love that God created stuff, don't you? It's awesome. Maybe tell me your favorite animal that God created. Is it a lion? Maybe it's a hippopotamus. Maybe it's a blue jay. Maybe it's an owl. I don't know. My favorite animal is a lion. That's my favorite. I love lions. They make me happy. They're big manes. They just look so cute. I don't really want to cuddle one. But if it wouldn't eat me, then I would want to cuddle one. So that's it. Lions are my favorite animal. All right, guys. We're going to pray. Are you ready? Dear Jesus, thank you so much for today. Thank you for each of the boys and girls and the adults that are watching with them. Help us to have a great day. Help us to love each other, to show kindness to each other, and just be thankful for those that you put in our lives. In your name, amen. Amen. All right, so Mike and Rachel and Hannah are going to sing the hippopotamus song. And hip, hip, hooray, God made all of us. I love that song. And then Melissa, who works upstairs with the elementary kids, she's going to read us some stories. So then I will see you at the end. Enjoy.
Hey CC kids, it's Mike and Rachel and Hannah here, and we're going to sing you the Hippo song today. In the beginning God made the seas and the forest filled with trees. God set the mountains up so high, above it all he placed the sky. God's fingerprints are everywhere, just to show how much he cares. In the middle he had lots of fun. He made a hippo that weighed a ton. Hip, hip, hippopotamus. Hip, hip, hooray, God made all of us. Hip, hip, hippopotamus. Hip, hip, hooray, God made all of us. Alright, we're gonna sing it a little bit faster this time. Here we go. In the beginning God made the seas and the forest filled with trees. He stacked the mountains up so high, above it all he placed the sky. God's fingerprints are everywhere, just to show how much he cares. In the middle he had lots of fun. He made a hippo that weighed a ton. Hip, hip, hippopotamus. Hip, hip, hooray, God made all of us. Hip, hip, hippopotamus. Hip, hip, hooray, God made all of us. All right, one more time.
Super speed?
But super speed!
Ready? Here we go.
In the beginning God made the seas and the forest filled with trees. God stacked the hippopotamus. Hip, hip, hooray, got many of us. Hip, hip, hippopotamus. Hip, hip, hooray, got many of us.
Yay! Hello, boys and girls. It's Melissa again. I'm from Christ Church in Mequon, and I am the director of the elementary ministry at Christ Church. And so I just wanted to come, and Miss Sara invited us to read some books to you. So I'm super excited. I'm going to share some of my favorite books with you. Today's books are silly, like my hat. My hat's kind of silly. This is like Chip or Dale from Chip and Dale from Disney. You like it? Can't even tell you where we got this, but it's a very silly hat. And the first book I'm going to read is Dinosaur versus the Potty. Da, 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 or in dinosaur terms, roar, roar, roar. So when Charlotte was learning how to use the potty instead of go in her diapers, this is the book that we read to her. And some of you may be working on that right now. You may be learning how to use the big girl or big boy potty instead of using diapers or training pants. It's a very special, very important time in your lives. And so I'm reading this story for you today. I'm dedicating this story. So Dinosaur versus the Potty, and it is by Bob Shea. Bob Shea. See, Dinosaur versus the Potty by Bob Shea. Roar, roar, roar! Actually, speaking of Disney, it appears that this is a Disney book published by Disney. Roar! I'm a dinosaur! Roar! He's a big, tough dinosaur. Roar! I don't need to use the potty. Roar! Roar, roar, dinosaur versus... He does not need to use the potty. Making lemonade! Ha ha ha! Roar, roar, roar! Mix, squeeze, roar, lemonade! Roar! Go, 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 go. Oh, he's drinking all that lemonade. Silly dinosaur. He drank so much he turned into lemonade. Dinosaur wins and doesn't need to use the potty. Roar, roar, roar! Dinosaur versus... Splashing in the sprinkler! Roar, roar, roar! Roar! Splash, 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 roar! Dinosaur's tough. Who wins this time? Dinosaur wins and still doesn't need to use the potty. Roar, 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 roar! Dinosaur versus... a 3 juice box lunch. Oh, can you count them? 1, 2, 3. Chomp, sip, roar. Dinosaur wins. And no, he doesn't need to use the potty. Roar, roar, roar. Dinosaur versus dun dun dun, watering his pretend rail. Roar, roar, roar. Spray, roar, spray, roar. It's a cute whale. Dinosaur wins again. You think he'd need to use the potty, but he said he doesn't. Dinosaur versus roar. Splashing in rain puddles. Roar, roar, roar. And roar, roar, roar. roar, splash, jump, roar! Silly dinosaur. It says dinosaur wins! Woo, woo, woo! And does a victory dance. Roar, roar, roar. Wait a second. That's not a victory dance. Roar, roar. That looks like a... Uh-oh, that looks like a potty dance. Roar, roar, roar. And then what does he say over here? He says, roar, roar. He's trying to get to the potty. Roar, roar. Run, dinosaur, run. Run, dinosaur, run. Will he make it? And that's where it goes, roar, roar. Can he make it? Roar. Can he get to the potty in time? Roar, roar, roar. Oh, the potty wins. Close one, dinosaur. Real close one. Good job, dinosaur. He made it to the potty in time. Yay! Remember that was Dinosaur versus the Potty by Bob Shea. I like to read that one like they're in a boxing match, like Dinosaur versus the Potty. Okay, so that was one I used to read to Charlotte. This is one that I love, also very silly. It's called Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, and a movie came out about it recently. But this is the version that I read when I was growing up. This is written by Judy Barrett and drawn by Ron Barrett. Close to my name. My last name's Barnett, but it's not the same. It's Barrett. Judy Barrett and Ron Barrett. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. I think my favorite part of this is the illustration, so I'm going to try to show them to you. They're a lot in black and white. They're very good. So can you see them? There's Grandpa flipping the pancakes, and there are the kids, and they're arguing about how tall their stack of pancakes is going to be, and there is Mom juicing some oranges, I think. We were all sitting around the big kitchen table. It was Saturday morning, pancake morning. Mom was squeezing oranges for juice. Henry and I were betting on how many pancakes we could eat, and Grandpa was doing the flipping. Nom nom. I love pancakes. Do you guys? I love them. Seconds later, something flew through the air towards the ceiling. Let's show this one to you first. Oh no, something flew. The dog is after the cat. Ah! And it landed right on Henry. Look, he has a pancake on his face. Ah! After we realized that the flying object was only a pancake, we all laughed, even Grandpa. Breakfast continued quite uneventfully. All the other pancakes landed in the pan, and all of them were eaten, even the one that landed on Henry. See? They all ate all of the pancakes. I would eat all the pancakes too, even the one that landed on Henry. That night, touched off by the pancake incident at breakfast, Grandpa told us the best tall tale bedtime story he'd ever told. Across an ocean, over lots of huge bumpy mountains, across 3 hot deserts and 1 smaller ocean. See, there's Grandpa telling the story. Lay a tiny town of chew and swallow. There it is. That's what we're going to be reading about, chew and swallow. In most ways, it was very much like any other tiny town. It had a main street lined with stores, houses with trees and gardens around them, a schoolhouse, about 300 people, and some assorted cats and dogs. See, that looks pretty normal. But there were no food stores in the town of Chew and Swallow. They didn't need any. The sky supplied all the food they could possibly want. The only thing that was really different about Chew and Swallow was its weather. It came 3 times a day, at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Everything that everyone ate came from the sky. Look, do you see? The dog's even looking for his food from the sky. Does this remind you of a Bible story? Do you guys remember a Bible story when the food came from the sky? I'm going to give you a hint. It's about the Israelites when they were in the desert and they were fed manna from the sky. They'd wake up every morning and the food would be there for them. Whatever the weather served, that was what they ate. But it never rained rain, and it never snowed snow, and it never blew just wind. It rained things like soup and juice. It snowed mashed potatoes and green peas. And sometimes the wind blew in storms of hamburgers. Nom, 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 nom. Look at the size of those hamburgers. Can you imagine? So, in that story, the Bible story is telling you about, it wasn't just the weather that was supplying the food, though. Who was it that supplied their food? I think you'll find that in the Bible story, it was God who was supplying the food to the Israelites. So here we go. There's a gentleman again, and it says, the people could watch the weather report on television in the morning, and they would even hear a prediction for the next day's food. See, there's the gentleman and the doggy, and they're looking to see what they're going to eat. And here's a page that tells all about some of the different things they can eat. There we go. When the townspeople went outside, they carried their plates, cups, and glasses, forks, spoons, knives, and napkins with them. That way they would always be prepared for any kind of weather. If there were leftovers, and there usually were, the people took them home and put them in their refrigerators in case they got hungry between meals. Up here, it's raining pancakes, and here it looks like they're eating pie, and they're on the baseball field. I'm going to bring that one close. Pie on the baseball field. Raining pancakes. Down here it looks like it's raining some sort of soup or orange juice. And here, oh, this is a funny picture. I love this one. She's running to catch drumsticks, like chicken drumsticks. She must be very hungry. Run, get your food. The menu varied. By the time they woke up in the morning, breakfast was coming down. See, there's breakfast right there. After a brief shower of orange juice, low clouds of sunny-side-up eggs moved in, followed by pieces of toast. Butter and jelly sprinkled down for the toast, and most of the time it rained milk afterwards. Can you see this picture? In the tree has caught all of the toast, and the animals are eating it too. It's got some of the eggs. It's a silly picture. You can see the church in the background. And then, for lunch one day, frankfurters, already in their rolls, blew in from the northwest at about 5 miles an hour. There were mustard clouds nearby. Then the wind shifted to the east and brought in baked beans. A drizzle of soda finished off the meal. This is so silly. So this is a restaurant. Look at the ceiling of the restaurant. It's just wide open so that the food could fall in. And frankfurters are hot dogs. Do you see that? And the guy is falling across the table to be able to catch his lunch. That is super silly. I love the illustrations in this book. Dinner one night consisted of lamb chops, becoming heavy at times, with occasional ketchup. Periods of peas, baked potatoes were followed by a gradual clearing, with a wonderful jello setting in the west. Look at that jello. I mean, that's just hilarious. You see it? It's like a beautiful scene with a jello sunset and the deer. So funny. The sanitation department of Chew and Swallow had a rather unusual job for their sanitation department. It had to remove the food that fell on the houses and sidewalks and lawns. The workers cleaned up after every meal and fed all the dogs and cats. Then they emptied some of it into the surrounding oceans for the fish and turtles and whales to eat. The rest of the food was put back into the earth so that the soil would be richer for the people's flower gardens. They made sure everyone was fed. Look at that truck. It has a fork and a spoon on the front of it. And a plate. Look at those. These look like stray dogs waiting to be fed. Like nom, 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 nom. Life for the townspeople was delicious until the weather took a turn for the worst. Look at that newspaper. It says, spaghetti ties up town. Do you see that? Spaghetti ties up town. Traffic snarled in lower Intestine Street. Look at the police. They're up to their knees in spaghetti. That's kind of crazy. One day, there was nothing but gorgonzola cheese all day long. I'm going to show you this one because they've got their nose plugged because gorgonzola cheese stinks. The next day, there was only broccoli, all overcooked. Ooh, I do not like my broccoli overcooked either. They're trying to go for a fancy dinner, and all they have to eat is overcooked broccoli. And the next day, there were Brussels sprouts and peanut butter with mayonnaise. Ooh, poor birthday party. You see her? She has to eat Brussels sprouts. And another day, actually, I think this was Floyd's birthday party. I'm going to show you Floyd. Look at, he's at the head of the table. He looks sad. His birthday is a bummer. Another day, there was pea soup fog. No one could see where they were going, and they could barely find the rest of the meal that got stuck in the fog. Pea soup fog. Now, I love pea soup, but I don't know if I'd want it in the form of a fog. The food was getting larger and larger. You see this? People were getting frightened. Violent storms blew up frequently. Awful things were happening. One Tuesday, there was a hurricane of bread rolls right here. All day long and into the night, there were soft rolls and hard rolls, some with seeds and some without. There was white bread and rye bread and whole wheat toast. Most of it was larger than they had ever seen bread and rolls before. It was a terrible day. Everyone had to stay indoors. Roofs were damaged and the sanitation department was beside itself. The mess took the workers 4 days to clean up, and the sea was full of floating rolls. Okay, he's trying to go out to the beach to go swimming, and the sea is full of bread rolls. To help out, the people piled up as much bread as they could in their backyards. The birds picked at it a bit, but it just stayed there and got staler and staler. See the birdie? I keep moving the wrong way for you guys. There it is. Staler and staler. This next page is the giant pancake page. There was a storm of pancakes one morning. That's pretty crazy, huh? And a downpour of maple syrup that nearly flooded the town. A huge pancake covered the school. No one could get it off because of its weight, so they had to close the school. That's pretty crazy. We relate to that, right? Our schools are closed right now. We don't have giant pancakes on them, though. Ha ha ha. That might be yummy if we did. Lunch one day brought 15-inch drifts of ice cream. Brought 15-inch drifts of cream cheese and jelly sandwiches. Everyone ate themselves sick, and the day ended with a stomach ache. You guys ever eaten cream cheese and jelly sandwiches? That's another thing I used to eat as a kid. Try and get this so that you can see it. I did. Cream cheese and I think it's probably grape jelly. There was an awful salt and pepper wind accompanied by an even worse tomato tornado. People were sneezing themselves silly and running to avoid the tomatoes. The town was a mess. There were seeds and pulp everywhere. You see that? seeds and pulp everywhere. Oh no. The sanitation department gave up. The job was just too big. Everyone feared for their lives. They couldn't go outside most of the time. Many houses have been badly damaged by giant meatballs. Stores were boarded up and there was no more school for the children. Look. Do you see? There's giant donuts and giant hamburgers and giant meatballs and bacon and noodles. Oh, look at the pork chops in the sky. There's big ice cream cones on the hill back there. Can you see all that? Oh, a big pizza sliding off the house. And this side says, so a decision was made to abandon the town of Chew and Swallow. It was a matter of survival. Look at this. There's a giant pickle that crashed through into the house right there. I just love these pictures. I hope you guys can see some of them, because there's just so much to see in them. The people glued together the giant pieces of stale bread, sandwich style, with peanut butter. You see, so they used the resources they had. They pulled together to make these giant rafts out of bread and peanut butter. And then it says, took the absolute necessities with them and set sail for a new land. So look at this one. This boat is made of pizza and cheese, and they're on the ocean, leaving Chew and Swallow behind and looking for a new place to live. That's like the Israelites too, right? They only took what they had with them. God said, only take the necessities and I'm going to bring you to a new land. And after being afloat for a week, they finally reached a small coastal town which welcomed them. The bread had held up surprisingly well enough for them to build temporary houses for themselves out of it. I'm going to show you this one. See, that's their new town. Town made of bread, at least for now. And then it says, the children began school again. Oh, things started anew. The adults all tried to find places for themselves in the new land. The biggest change they had to make was getting used to buying food at the supermarket. They found it odd that food was kept on shelves, packaged in boxes, cans, and bottles. Meat that had to be cooked was kept in large refrigerators. Nothing came down from the sky except for rain and snow. The clouds above their heads were not made of fried eggs. No one ever got hit by a hamburger again, and nobody dared to go back to Chew and Swallow to find out what had happened to it. They were too afraid. Henry and I were awake until the very end of Grandpa's story. I remember his goodnight kiss. You see Grandpa? And they're yawning because they're so tired. The next morning, we woke up to see snow falling outside our window. Show you this one. You see there's snow falling outside their window. And this next one says, we ran downstairs for breakfast and ate a little faster than usual so we could go sledding with Grandpa. It's funny, but even as we were sliding down the hill, we thought we saw a giant pat of butter at the top. And we could almost smell the smell of mashed potatoes. Do you see that? Does that look like butter on top of mashed potatoes? Grandpa waving at the top of the hill. The end. So I want to know, if you could have anything fall out of the sky so that you would eat it, what would it be? What would you have falling out of the sky to eat? I would like ice cream to fall out of the sky. That would be yummy. Not snow, but like chocolate flavored ice cream. I could think of some other things too.
Welcome back. Thank you to Melissa, Mike, Rachel, and Hannah. Thank you for the awesome story time today. We so much appreciate each one of you. Oh, it was such a good day. Allie and I enjoyed the stories very, very much. Did you like it, Allie? Excellent. So today is Wednesday. Just a couple of other things before you leave. Just make sure your moms and dads let me know that you're watching so that I can give you a shout out. I'm also just finishing up my project on all the really awesome things that your family did for Easter. So make sure that you send that to me or put it on Facebook or email it to me or text it to me, whatever, and just let me know what you guys are doing so that you can get added to our awesome project. Anything else, Allie? Oh, yes, Allie wants us to remind you that there's prayer time for the moms and dads with Amy. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, there's C3 with Pastor Andrew. Tonight is Wednesday, so there's something if you have older brothers and sisters for Impact. On Sunday nights, there's Impact and Jump. Come back on Friday for story time again. And most important, make sure that you watch church on Sunday at 8, 9, 10:30. 8, 9, 10:30. And there's also kids stuff on there. So you can see Ollie, yay, in your house. So have a great day, guys. I love you. We miss you. I can't wait to see you guys again. Have a good day.